Once again, I'm very blessed to have a lot of support here today, and somebody else who I've known for probably about 10 years now, I think, something like that, known for a long time. He's very well known in the local area, and does a lot of work with businesses and a lot of other sort of work as well within the area as well. So what I would like to do today is introduce Ian Prowse, who is going to do a book review on what I know is his favourite book called The Secret. So if you can give a nice warm round of applause for Ian.
I can't believe you got me to stand up and talk after this man. It's ridiculous, one of the best speakers I've ever seen, and he's given me the slot to do the book review after. That was fantastic.
Come on.
Go Ryan.
I think you're making assumptions there.
I'm not So I'm talking about a book called The Secret, which many of you may have read before, I don't know. So any hands up if you've read the book? About 50%, that's what I thought. It's a book by Rhonda Byrne. It's I think it's been read, well, about 19 million copies have been sold globally since 2006 when it was released. And it's one of my favourite books. The subject matter within the book is covered in lots of other books as well, lots of personal development books. Who wants to shout out about what The Secret is all about? There's 4 words. Go on then.
The law of attraction.
Law of attraction. So that is, for me, The Secret simplifies personal development really easily. It makes it so easy to process in your mind. And law of attraction is such a huge thing. It's the way I live my life. It's what I think about every single day. Sometimes it's hard to put into place when you've got chores in your life, and it's a lot easier to put into place when things are harder. But I feel blessed to have studied it over the last 10-ish years, and it's helped me move forward in my life. I'm just going to run through the chapters. There's about 10 chapters in the book. The first chapter is about the secret revealed, and that introduced the experts who study law of attraction, who are into metaphysics, who are into, what's the other word, quantum physics, and all that sort of stuff. And my favourite guy in that section of the book is a guy called Jack Canfield. Don't know if you've ever read any of his things, Jack Canfield. He's got a great series of books called Chicken Soup for the Soul. And my favourite one out of that series is Entrepreneur's Chicken Soup for the Soul. And it's all about storytelling, a bit like David telling stories. It's all about storytelling and how people have got past adversity and accomplished massive things in their life. So that is the first section. The second chapter in the book is all about the secret made simple. A lot of the talk within that chapter is about emotions as well. We are all emotional creatures, and the biggest emotion that I've sort of neglected in my life that has hurt me lots of times is that gut feeling. And who else in the room has ignored that gut feeling and it's sort of slapped them in the face before? I'm sure you may or may not admit to that, but it's happened to me many times. I'm hoping I won't do it again, but it's usually big things, and it's hard to make choices over those big things when it's the gut feeling that's kicking in. So if that does happen in your life or in your business, just listen to it. For me, my life would have been a lot more easier over the last sort of few years if I'd listened to that gut feeling, listen to my emotions, and listen to the teachings in the book. It's so easy just to read these things, and it's a lot harder, as David said, to put these things into place. We all know most things that we need to know, putting them into place is the hardest thing to do. Okay. Yeah, another big thing I want to talk about, it's all about being 100% certain of where you're going in your business and in your life. For me, 100% certainty is so important. It's about being that rhino. It's about driving yourself forward and driving your business forward, and knowing that you can do what you want to do, and not just believing it, but expecting it, expecting that the best will happen for you in your business, and then just taking that forward, being that rhino, and having a huge impact in your life. The Secret does talk about making yourself feel good. Is that possible? Can you force yourself to feel good? Can you? So who in the room does things to make themselves feel good, and what do you do? So if you're having a really shit day, pardon the language, Phil went seen you for years.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I'm good, mate. If you're having a really shit day, what do you do to make yourself feel good?
Sing.
You sing. So you feel good, but everyone else feels good. David, I'll ask you, what do you do to make yourself feel good? Because we all have shit days, don't we?
An anchoring technique. So, an anchoring technique, you can do anything, but it's got to be physical, mental and emotional. Talk to me by 4 times world kickboxing champion Cash Gill. Basically, you can do it publicly or just in your head, but effectively you do this. Yes! And it kind of makes you feel good.
That works. Who else wants to do that just to get it on? Anyone? Mike, your turn?
Yes!
Yes. Phil, you've got to do that now, because yeah, go on your feet.
I'm still up, by the way. Yes!
That's brilliant. That was just to make me feel good, but there we go. So yeah, I do believe that you can do things to make you feel good. We all have shit days, but there's lots of things we can do to move ourselves forward and to bring them back. It's impossible to stay positive all the time. It really is. If anyone says they're positive all the time, I believe that's impossible. But it's all about your mindset and focusing on positivity and reading these books and listening to people like David. That's what drives you forward and can have that impact to make you get to the level you want to get to. And in the book, it talks about a big 4-letter word. What's the most important word in the world? Does anyone know what it is? The most valuable, the most... It's the word.
Start.
Pardon?
Start.
It's a smart. That's the word love, isn't it? If everyone lived their life from a position of love and giving and helping and supporting, that is where it's at, and that's how I try and live my life. That it promotes that in the book. I don't know what book it is. There's a book in the series of Rhonda Burns, which is called Love, and I haven't read that one, which I should, because I'm preaching about it. But love is the foundation for everything. If you approach your life and your business with love and with giving and helping, I know Mike runs his business always on a win-win basis. That comes from love. That comes from wanting to help people, from wanting to support people. I know David does exactly the same.
Can I just throw in there?
Yeah.
There's some brilliant stuff for those people that look at business balls maybe on Google. And if you type in love, spirituality, leadership and management, there's some brilliant stuff from the 15th century that talks about love in business and how that can actually help you grow and develop and support people, as well as, because it got poo-pooed as we began to become industrialised. But I think it's a very important point that love is. That one of the
it's not a fluffy thing. It's
Yeah.
not fluffy in the slightest. It's just where all good things come from. It really is that simple.
Yeah.
The third chapter in the book is all about how to use the secret, and it talks about 3 things: ask, believe, and receive. And in my humble opinion, I think most business owners don't get to where they want to get to. They don't ask enough times. It's all about asking and then believing that you can get to where you want to get to. Not just thinking you might, but 100% believing you will get there. That's such a powerful thing. You wouldn't say, if you're in a relationship with someone, you wouldn't say that you sort of 99% love them. You don't do that, you 100% love them. You need to be 100% certain that you will get there and you will do it. And then you'll receive, hopefully. That's a nice bit. So ask, believe, do those 2 things, and you will receive. I'm not saying every time you'll receive. I just think, in my head, it's a lot more likely that you will receive what you want if you ask for it more times and you 100% believe in it. You can get there. Chapter 4 is it's talked about a powerful process. There's 3 things that I think about quite regularly. 1 is expectation, so expect the best. 2 is gratitude. That is the word. I think that's the most important word that is in the English language. Being grateful for what you've got. If you're not grateful for what you've got, you won't move. It's harder to move forward. You need total gratitude to move forward. Is anyone in the room grateful for anything in their lives? Just one. A few people. Yvonne, what are you grateful for in your life?
Pretty much everything, actually.
Everything?
Everything that I've got in my life, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the experiences that I've had to this point, even though I didn't appreciate some of them at the time.
Okay, cool. Anyone else want to shout out one word about what they're grateful for, just to give us all a bit of a buzz? Pardon?
Bacon.
Bacon. Who's not grateful for bacon?
Family, yeah.
Family. Anything else?
Coffee and nata.
Coffee and nasa. Happy days. Friends. Anything else?
Love.
Love, yes, definitely. It is the simple things in life, isn't it, that we forget are there, that we forget to be grateful for, like having a roof over our heads, having food, having water, living in a great country where we can achieve anything that we want to achieve if we set our mind to it. We're lucky people, aren't we? And it's about just believing that and moving yourself forward from that place. And then what was my next thing? Oh, visualization. I thought you talked about visualization a bit.
I do it in other talks.
You do, yeah, definitely. It's what all the athletes do now. All the main sporting people visualise. If you visualise, it's planting that seed in your mind and actually seeing it before you get there. And it's absolutely massive. I try and do it regularly, and again visualise and totally believe it's the truth and you are there already. Jack Canfield says, act now as if you are that person you're visualising you want to be. Just be that person now today. If you do that, it's a really powerful process. And chapter 5, the secret of money. I've popped that one up over the years. The secret of money. Don't focus on lack. If you focus on lack, that's what you'll get. Focus on abundance. Think about what you will have, what you're moving towards, and don't focus. Because people say, I can't afford that, I can't afford that, I can't go there, I can't do this, and they're focused on the money, and they're 100% focused on the lack instead of being able to move themselves forward and just focus on abundance and what they can achieve. Chapter 6 is all about relationships. Relationships obviously ties in with the love aspect as well. And I'll talk about my recent history if I can. I've gone through a divorce and all that nonsense. It hasn't been much fun. But in my mind, about a year ago, I focused on wanting to find a loving, caring, happy person in my life. And I went out there and I took action and I found that person, and it's amazing. But you've got to take action, you've got to find it, and you've got to not focus on that person's weaknesses, but focus on their strengths and their good things, and have those sorts of conversations when it's so easy to go into the negative as well. So there's a lot of talk about relationships within the secret, and it's a really good thing to look at. And then there's a bit about Mike I want to talk about somewhere if I can find it. The secret to health. And bad things happen, don't they, in life? Things happen. You lost your mum. I lost my mum not long ago. But people lose people in their family, and there's nothing you can do about it. But if you focus on good health and you expect good health, hopefully it just helps you move forward. And Mike is a shining example of what you can achieve after. You don't want to talk about it, do you, Mike? At all? Mike had 3 heart attacks and a stroke and other complications, lots of things. Was it about a year ago? And now he's running this for you guys out of the goodness of his heart. He's running 5Ks regularly. He's doing that. If Mike had a negative attitude and he wasn't thinking about the law of attraction, and he was being negative, he wouldn't be here today doing this. You wouldn't be here, would you? Without your attitude and your strength, you wouldn't be here. It's that simple. So that's how strong the secret is, and that's how it's worked for Mike, and how Mike inspires other people to reproduce it and to create that energy. And it's a massive thing. It's an absolutely massive thing. And in chapter 8, it talks about the secret of the world, and really, really simple. Focus on trust, love, abundance, and peace. Don't have to say anything else really. If you focus on those things in life, you will attract those things. It's that simple. Because you do attract what you put out there in the world. And we all know all different types of people. If you are an aggressive person and you go out in an aggressive manner, you'll attract aggression towards yourself. If you're a loving person, you give lots of love, you'll attract more love. Shit will still happen, because that's life. Shit still happens. Even if you read this book, you understand it. Shit still happens. But the more good stuff you put out, the more things you put out there that you want back, it will happen. It's that simple. And chapter 9, the secret of you, everything including you. This is Donna sort of stuff. Everything in this room is energy, isn't it, Donna?
Absolutely.
It's all energy.
Yeah, it's all energy.
We're just a flow of energy flowing through the universe. All that sort of woo-woo stuff. But it's that simple, and it's about moving forward with positive energy. Donna, do you want to add anything else to
I
that?
was just going to say that what you've said, what you put out, you get back, and it may not come back right away, but it will come back in one form or another, because energetically you've pushed it out. So if it's negativity, it'll slap you back in the face at some point. And I think we forget that sort of we are made up of energy that affects other people. We let other people's energy affect us. You'll stand in a queue and you'll find someone next to you, and you suddenly feel very uncomfortable. Yeah. You've got no reason why, but that's when your intuition kicks in, which we often will forget that we do have that intuition. We've put blinkers on it for so many years, and you'll find that you can't understand sometimes why some people you love, some people you can't stand. And I mean, I've got a family that I don't like standing too close to, but I've got friends who I cuddle all the time. There's something going on energetically, and we don't give it as much credence. But those that know me know that I speak the truth.
Donna speaks the truth. Okay. It says in the book that you are a magnet, and you can attract everything you want. That is the truth of it. It is that simple. A lot of it's in your head. And I believe that I can believe what I choose to believe. Does that make sense? Lots of people think their beliefs are just their beliefs. I believe that I can choose what I believe, and that's huge. That's massive. I believe that you can hit those hairy ass goals. I believe 100% that you can get there. If you don't believe it, you've got no chance. if you do believe it, you're a lot more likely to be able to achieve it. It really is that simple for me. Think, believe, and take action. That's what it's all about. Chapter 10, The Secret to Life, and it says in the book, you are the teacher who writes on your own blackboard. Really is that simple. It's your choice. Choose your beliefs, take that positive action, move forward, and hopefully, you can get to the point you want to get to in life. But you need to adopt, in my opinion, you need to adopt the formula that's within The Secret, which is law of attraction, it's gratitude, it's love, and use the techniques like visualization. What else was there? Visualization, positive thinking, and just understand that you have a choice to believe what you want to believe. That's the hardest thing usually to get over to people, is that you can choose what you want to believe. So that's me, I think. I'm pretty good to go. Start living the life of your dreams today. Turn your positive thoughts into. The one word I think is missing from the book, that's a huge word. It's in there sometimes, but it should be in there more, and that's action. Positive thoughts need to lead to positive action. That's what it's about. You can't just sit on your settee in your living room going woo, 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 and hoping. It might be nice, you might have a lovely evening, but it's not going to increase your bank account. It's not. Positive thoughts need to lead to positive actions. That's the only one thing I think that's missing, and it's a huge thing that's missing. But apart from that, it's a fantastic book. I recommend you read it, and you will get lots of benefits. If you align that book with what David's taught today, it will be phenomenal. It will blow your mind, and it will make a big difference to your life. So thank you.
Thank you.
Is anybody, don't run away. It's really nice this, because the tables have been turned. It's usually me speaking at Ian's events. He knows what it's like now. Has anybody got any questions for Ian around The Secret?
Can I just say that absolutely spot on with the things that you've said. And the two things that I take away from it is to keep reminding people and myself that you have to get in touch with imagination if you're going to be creative. And we often, because we see ourselves not as children anymore, we forget how to be creative and how to play. And I think that's one of the things that we have to develop. But when you said about action, there's a phrase I've used for years, and I call it doing the doing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do the doing, you start to get to where you want to get to. And I just think the book reminds you of all that sort of stuff.
Definitely.
But you've got to do the doing. There's no point reading the book and then putting it back on the shelf.
But it is a good book to read a few times, but then to flip through.
Yeah.
Keep it by your bedside. Flick
Right
through
all over it, scroll
No, it's a really
over
easy
it.
flick book, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cut it up, highlight it.
Can I ask Keith what his thoughts are on The Secret? Because he's just written a personal development book, and
I set a task to actually sit at the feet of many of the teachers in The Secret,
Yeah,
many
yeah.
of whom I've met,
Yeah.
been in a workshop, listened to, and it changes your life. It has to, because it becomes osmosis and becomes a part of you. The more you focus on those things, it's reprogramming the old blocks, the old thoughts, the old autopilot,
yeah.
and
You need to get past
Being the
yourself
love
and
that we
let,
are.
let it in and let
Yeah.
yourself believe it. I want to know what David's thoughts are on it, actually. It's a bit woo-woo, isn't it? It can be seen as woo-woo.
Well, it can be perceived as woo-woo if you were bang on with the last comment. If you actually take action based upon what you're
Yeah.
trying to attract in life, you're unstoppable.
Yeah. You need to be a rhino.
Yeah.
Get the book and think that you're a rhino,
Yeah.
and you're fixed. It's that simple, isn't it? Read, take on board what's in that book and just be a rhino.
Okay, great stuff. Okay, ladies and gents, quick round of applause for everybody.